Hi everyone, welcome to News Like I'm 5, a kid's destination for staying informed in this crazy world. First of all, happy 4th of July, the United States Independence Day. Today's topic is fake news. If you live in the United States or follow the US election, you probably noticed the phrase fake news popping up a lot. Before the 2016 election, there was news and not news. Now there's real news and fake news, and a special, slightly different fake news used by President Trump. The term has been somewhat too widely used, so don't worry if it's a bit confusing. I feel it is important to revisit this issue today and discuss the origin, the rise, and true meaning of fake news. In a traditional sense, fake news describes stories that are proven to be false, especially when a reporter completely made things up that aren't true. If your teacher were to turn on the news during class and the reporter said your school has been abducted by aliens, you would rightly call that fake news, since you know you wouldn't be sitting in class if that were the case. Why do people make up fake news? Some people are creating fake news just for fun. Like maybe a group of students practicing news-style writing by publishing a story about an alien attack. Unfortunately, not all fake news are fun. Say you saw two articles. One titled "School Nutrients Encourage Students to Eat More Vegetables to Maintain a Healthy Diet," and the other titled "Scientists Prove That Hot Dogs Beat Vegetables in Vitamins." Which one would you be more curious to read? The second one, right? Even you suspect that can't be true, you are still intrigued to click. That's why some people write fake news. The more they trick people to click, the more cash they rake in. The rise of social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, etc. made it easy for this kind of fake news to spread. This type of fake news is not new, but during the 2016 US election, the spread of fake news shot through the roof and had severe consequences, such as igniting hatred and possibly even swaying the election result. As I said, bending the truth for political gain is not new. It's called propaganda. The Romans used propaganda to gain political influence by spreading rumors about their opponents and ignite hatred among Roman citizens. The Nazi Party used mass media to consolidate power in Germany during the 1930s, using racial stereotyping to encourage discrimination against Jews. North Korea still uses propaganda to sway public opinion by censoring media that criticize the government. In the past, propaganda and fake news tended to be pushed by the government or by dictators in large scale. Before the internet, publishing fake news and gaining a trusted audience was difficult because, first, it was too expensive to produce. You need lots of money to print or broadcast news on a large scale. Second, it took a long time to gain reputation. Publishing fake news would be severely damaging to a media source's reputation, which in turn would cost them financially. Third, there were strict laws and regulations for news media. Publishing fake news would get the publishers sued. The growth of the internet and social media made it very easy to publish ideas and news at extremely low cost. Because of the relatively low cost and relatively high quantity, it is hard to regulate companies that publish fake news on the internet. This sort of widespread fake news can affect your decisions and even make you dislike a person or people despite being unfounded. If you keep hearing the same rumor that someone has done something horrible, your opinion about that person might start to change, especially if you don't investigate the truth yourself. This is why during Holocaust, under Hitler's influence, many Germans thought genocide, killing all the Jews, was the right thing to do. In 2016, there were an increased violence and hatred among the American people. Almost everyone seemed to hate people on the other side of the political divide, just because they read something bad about the other side on Facebook, which again may not have been true. We want to avoid the same mistake again, so many tech companies and media are searching for a new way to spot, warn about, and control the spread of fake news. Now let's talk about Trump's version of fake news, which is a totally other thing from what we just talked about. Trump uses the word fake news to describe any news that casts him in a negative light. If an article or story questions the things he does or make him look bad, he will call that fake news. Even if the news was demonstrably true, supported by lots of evidence. So basically, he's calling real news fake, simply because he doesn't like them. By calling the news media reporting bad things about him fake news, he's actually discrediting the media and misinforming the American people. Trump's behavior is not acceptable. Imagine the situation. Say you didn't do your homework, and your teacher told your parents that you didn't do it. Imagine then that you threw a tantrum, saying that your teacher was lying, and the teacher even hit you in class. That's not very nice, is it? You know that claiming your teacher hit you could get them in trouble. Imagine further that when your classmate came forward and said that your teacher didn't hit you, you call them all bullies and liars. When President Trump calls news outright fake and personally insults journalists, this is exactly what he is doing. Trump constantly attacks the media and even specific reporters on Twitter. Some of the attacks are very personal, calling people names, spreading rumors and lies. These tactics are no different from any other bully. Think of the bullies you encounter in life or on TV. When bullies cannot win an argument, what do? The bullies will simply call you bad names and attack you by spreading lies, such as, you have a disease or your mom is retarded. They do it because they know that they are not as smart as you. They get frustrated because they cannot win by logic, and they are not a big enough person to accept that they are in the wrong. So they decide the only way forward is to hurt you through yelling lies and trying to hurt your feelings and reputation. The White House justified the president's tweets, saying, "But they started first. The media was mean to him." We're all vulnerable people. When people say bad things about us, we do feel hurt. But it's never right to respond with violence, whether physical or verbal. As civilized human beings, we have to be better than our base instincts and try to reason with words. And sometimes we just have to choose to take the high road and simply ignore it because we know it's not true. Others' words cannot determine who you are, only your actions can. Trump's behavior really hurts the credibility of America as a nation. So you may ask, why is a person this immature and bad for America still the president? Honestly, no one knows. However, among all this craziness, I know being honest is still very important in our society. As a resident in the United States, we should be able to identify fake news and stop the spread of these lies. Help our community grow through kindness, not harsh words. I love you all. See you next time.